Hi guys, in this video I'm going to introduce hypothesis testing, also known as accept-reject decision making. And this is associated with sections 10.1 to 10.2 if you're following along with our text. If not, you could completely disregard that. Okay, well, this first set of slides are going to be mostly concepts and definitions. So a statistical hypothesis is a claim or a statement about the value of a single population characteristic or the values of several population characteristics. So here's a couple examples of statements or claims about the values of population, notice, characteristics. Okay? A hypothesis test or a test of hypotheses is a method or a procedure that uses sample data to decide between two competing claims that are mutually exclusive. Okay, so for example, mu equals 48,000 versus mu doesn't equal 48,000. Proportion equals 30%, 0.3, or proportion doesn't equal 30%. Those are two examples of competing claims. Now these competing claims have names. They're called the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. And the notation for the null is HO or H naught. And the alternative goes by two different ones depending on what text you're using. So just be aware that those are synonymous for the alternative hypothesis. Now the important takeaway, obviously you can read these slides, is that the null is what we initially assume to be true. So this is the value of the population characteristic in question that is initially assumed to be true. It's the default. Okay? The alternative is more the competing claim, and it's sometimes called the researcher's or investigator's hypothesis. Okay? And as you're going to see, the burden of proof is going to be on the alternative hypothesis in order to debunk the null. Makes sense, right? So it comes down to HO versus HA. And the null, HO, will be rejected in favor of the alternative only if sample evidence, sample data, strongly suggests that the null is false. If it doesn't suggest that the null is false, the null is not rejected. So there's two possible outcomes in a hypothesis test. Either you reject the null hypothesis, okay, which implies that you have strong evidence that the alternative is true, or you fail to reject the null hypothesis, which is a little weaker. It's, as you can read the language here, the implication here would be that you lack strong support for the alternative. Therefore, you can't debunk or knock off the null hypothesis. So the data is not sufficiently persuasive for us to prefer the alternative over HO. So one of these two outcomes will occur at the conclusion of a hypothesis test. So let's talk about the various forms of hypothesis tests. First off, for the null hypothesis, we usually make the statement like this: HO and then colon, the population characteristic in question, followed by an equal sign, some hypothesized value. Okay, the hypothesized value is a specific number determined by the context of the problem, what the researcher is trying to test. Okay. The alternative usually can take various forms. For the first set of tests that we're going to eventually see, there's going to be three possible forms, and they are not equal to, greater than, or less than. So one of these would be appropriate in those tests, not all three. And you have to read the problem to understand what the researcher is trying to test specifically in order to figure out which of these three is appropriate for the alternative. But once again, it's population characteristic on the left, hypothesized value on the right-hand side of this inequality, whichever is chosen. Okay? So a couple reminders of the strength of a hypothesis test. So read these and pay attention to these kind of things. A hypothesis test is only capable of demonstrating strong support for the alternative by rejecting the null. When you fail to reject the null, this doesn't mean you have strong support for the null, but only lack of strong evidence against it. These are subtleties that take some time to kind of sink in. When deciding on which of these three to choose, keep the researcher's objectives in mind. One day you will be the researcher, so you will have to think, what is it I specifically want to test? Okay, here's an example. We're not going to actually do the test, but we're going to formulate the hypothesis statements. So to determine whether the pipe welds in a nuclear power plant meet spec, a random sample of welds is selected and the strength of each strength test is performed on each of the welds. So we end up with a sample of strength measurements and for these welds at this power plant. Specifications require that the mean weld strength at the plant exceeds 100 pounds per square inch.